danger. He's danger. He's danger. He's danger.
Just hearing the theme, you know?
I'm into it. And then it's just gonna do that gradual ass fade.
Up your shirt. Up your shirt.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley. We are the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series rewatch podcast, and every week myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my co-host with the mo-host...
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt, and we are recording, as always, in an undisclosed location just off Auto Row in sunny but often overcast Van Nuys, California.
Yeah.
And you can hear an airplane flying overhead. That's how you know we're in one of America's great cities, like L.A. County, not Van Nuys. I like Van Nuys, though. I'm glad we live here. So every week we get together and we talk about an episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. And then we discuss some kind of media that we're watching, that or a game we're playing. Or Al usually does music. He's like a music guy. He's one of those guys.
Yes.
And I'm also a music guy. But I've been watching so much fucking anime lately that all my recommendations are just like, watch Dungeon Myth, watch fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, watch. Today I'll talk about it at the end, but there's another one.
Oh, okay.
There's another. There's
them.
another anime that's like an RPG.
Okay.
That's all I watch now. So Al, this is a segment that was new.
Oh, yes.
This is a new segment to the last couple weeks, and so last week we discussed an episode. No. I think I thought it was, but it's not. Isn't it Day of the Dove?
It is Day of the Dove.
So the last week's episode was Day of the Dove. Al, you're on the spot.
Fascinating.
What do you remember about Day of the Dove?
Yes, this one was fairly entertaining. The Enterprise gets to, it just, boom, immediately hard cuts to a planet, and Kirk and the gang are like coming out of a corner, and Kirk's like, all these people missing, what the hell could have happened? And like, I guess, somebody else, the Klingons, right? They come in and they start fighting.
Oh, that's right, the Klingons.
And blaming Kirk and the crew for destroying their ship. For destroying their ship. Oh, wait, but that's because the Klingon ship was coming up idly without engines or weapons. And a lot of their crew was already dead. He said 400 of my people. I only got maybe 30 or so. And then, so anyways, these people are missing from this planet. The Klingons and the humans are blaming each other. They end up fighting on the Enterprise somehow. Oh, yeah. They, I forgot so the Klingon wants Kirk's ship, and then they transport up to the Enterprise, and they swap places. Anyway, so they're just fighting the whole time on the Enterprise. It's chaos.
It's basically
and it's like Q. It's like if the Q controlled the battle, basically.
It's basically two. I like how low my voice is in your mic. That's new.
I think this is
switching
working
stuff
out.
around. Yeah, sorry, but it's like two groups of children playing war in like a school that's not open.
Yeah.
And it's all in service of some sort of entity, if I recall.
You know, you could put it akin to like two groups of kids fighting over like the baseball diamond or something.
Hell yeah.
Like that. And they're just like, hey, it's our turn to play.
I can't tell you how many scrapes I got into at the parks department.
Yes.
Scuffling and fighting over baseball diamonds. Jesus Christ, when did you grow up? The 50s?
Hey, I was just saying, probably akin to that, you know?
Yeah, no, it's the same shit.
Actually, maybe arcade stands.
There you go.
But I don't know about full fighting,
You're
right?
You're fighting over who gets to play Street Fighter 2 Turbo next.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that is like, that's just so in the past. There's leagues People just pay for shit now. Everyone's at home.
Those 1-up arcade machines are actually pretty bomb. The 3/4 or the half scale ones.
We haven't been thinking about that. Anyways,
Day of the Dove.
So they fight, and then they end up getting along and fighting or laughing at this weird.
There's a weird sparkle. Pinwheel
it's
sparkle.
A pinwheel sparkle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this pinwheel sparkle is kind of like a cue, but it's feeding off a negative energy.
Yeah.
And then they just, the Klingons and the human just so happen to hate each other. And then Spock almost smacks
McCoy or Scotty?
Scotty. He almost smacks Scotty in the face,
dude,
killing him.
Everybody was getting
tense.
Everybody was big mad, as they say on the internet. They were big mad, buddy.
Oh man. So and then I guess the way it ended was they were all laughing at the pinwheel thing,
and it just leaves.
It just floats away.
And there's no resolution of the crew standing on the bridge or anything. It's just a Klingon, Kirk, and Scotty, and Bones and Spock all laughing at this thing. And then it shows outside the Enterprise, the pinwheel thing just floats out into space, and then end credits.
Immediately to credits.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
I feel like they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. We ran out of time.
That shit was...
There was a lot of action.
Shit was fucking wild. Yeah, lots of bad stunt flipping.
Yeah, that's true.
Good, bad, but good. Good for entertaining.
Why didn't we find it particularly entertaining, though? I mean, season 3's been, ups and downs,
I think maybe it's just that it overall has not been great, so when we see these rays of, coolness or funness, it's
we're like, oh my God, it's great. Yeah.
I remember now why I've committed so much of my time to watching this fucking show and recording this podcast for our listeners.
No worries.
And so that was good. That was a good recap, buddy.
Yeah.
I give you got a B+ on that recap. And it's a hard scale. It's a hard scale. So that's actually very good. Nobody gets an A. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where the class is notoriously hard and a B+ is an A, and it's just everybody bitches and moans about he always fucks up my GPA. Yeah. For some reason in my notes, I thought Spectre of the Gun was last week. That shows you where I've been at. So this week, though, we are discussing an episode that I'm going to get into how there's an episode of Seth MacFarlane's show, The Orville, that apes this story.
Oh, okay.
And it fucking rips. It's very good.
It's a very long title we have going here. It's a whole sentence.
This week's title is "For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky." That's a great metal album title. It's a very good album.
Sick.
There's a couple really good album title band names in the quotes in this episode that I'm going to mention. It's good stuff. And this episode aired on November 8th, 1968.
Wow.
Yep, 56 something-ish years ago. And the synopsis from our scribe, our inspiration at Paramount Plus. An inhabited asteroid is on a collision course with a Federation planet.
Wow.
Sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a literal giant ticking asteroid. And it just so happens to be big enough.
It's one of those it's one of those times. It's one of those times when the story takes place over a long period of time.
It's technically still on a ship.
Remember when Kirk became that lady's husband and they had and he got her pregnant and stuff? Remember that? When Kirk was when he got left on the planet and he
the
became
Native Americans.
Yes.
And all that.
Yes. The problematic ass shit. Yeah.
Oh, and then he was it was a certain frequency that opened the temple. And he said, Scotty,
beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Oh man. So this episode though, the one we're talking about now, it opens on a very cool remastered shot of these missiles flying through outer space. and they're flying at, of all things, the fucking Enterprise, bro.
Right, it goes right into the action, which is actually really refreshing too.
This is a great cut, or not a great, but this is a great camera move from the red alert to Spock's face. I fucking love this. Boom! Look at him; he's got them eyebrows, looking good. And so they've got missiles flying at the Enterprise, and they're very archaic missiles. They're nuclear powered.
Spock says the obvious. It would say it's clear that the Enterprise is a target.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out is the first couple of shots of this scene were out of focus.
Yeah,
the team remastering this must have been like, you're telling me we don't have an in focus, like all the video we pulled from the Paramount archives. So they pretty easily blow up the missiles, the nuclear missiles that were headed for the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And they trace back where they came from, and that's is the destination of the Enterprise. That. And then we get some real... This shit is fucked.
Yeah. I think this season...
This shit is fucked.
Do you know what I like, though? They've been doing this a lot in season 3, where they've been giving us these silly, silly episodes, but... they've been sprinkling here and there like super hard, heavy-hitting lore that can just shatter the series and could probably be an episode about it. But no, we're just going to keep going on with this gag.
And the end of this storyline is the people they saved just happen to have the cure.
Of course, they had to cover that.
Bananas. So we get the very tense scene. It cuts from the bridge right to... Nurse Chapel saying, first off, I thought that in this scene she was saying, I'm a woman first and a member of the crew second. But she's saying a nurse first, which I guess in the 60s was the same thing. But she says, I'm a nurse first and a member of the crew second. And like, what is she fucking yapping about? And Bones keeps telling her she's excused. And Kirk comes in because she called him.
Yeah, it was really intense.
Bones is like, look, don't worry, Nurse Chapel. I'll fucking tell him, right? And Bones is real dumb and coy about this. He's McCoy about this.
He's very dramatic, you know.
So what happens?
Which is very different from his usual self. But he goes, what is it? One of our crewmen is injured, you know, and he just says expoculomophobia, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so basically...
there's no cure. And then Kirk, he goes, the way he says it, it's like, there's no cure. And he's like, who? The chief medical officer. And he's like, you?
Yeah, no, your
like,
other
what?
chief medical officer, Chode. So Bones says about it...
have a year to live, I think.
He has a year to live. And he says, I'll be pretty good on the job, though, until then.
I'll be on standby for symptoms.
Well, no, he just said. He said,
so stupid.
Yeah, he just said, like, I'll still be very productive until, for my remaining time. But the next scene is, like, Kirk saying, I put in a request for a new doctor or whatever.
Immediately.
Bones aren't even bones yet.
Yeah.
For the world is hollow and I have touched the sky.
Pretty sloppy title. I would say.
I think it's great.
It just slapped. No, I meant like on the.
Oh yes.
Visually, it's just slapped on the ship.
The days of the rad title cards are long gone. Remember that hand?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They've requested an immediate replacement for Bones, and then they come up on this asteroid where apparently the missiles originated from. And apparently there's like a goddamn atmosphere on it and shit. And
he's just trying to figure out where it's all coming from and why it's so big.
They find out that it's an atomic-powered asteroid with a hollow outer shell and an independent inner core with a breathable atmosphere. So basically he's saying the builders of this thing are dead. And we can't sense any life forms. And this asteroid, Chekhov says, is on course to hit Darren 5, an inhabited Starfleet-affiliated world in the Federation. And I think they've got about 396 days. Which is that's like the same amount of time Bones is going to live. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird? It's weird that the amounts of time from two stories in an episode would kind of sync up like that. Some would say that's lazy writing, but not me, man.
I think about 30 days off.
I think it rips.
Still. Yeah, and then Spock's like, there's 3,724,000,000 people on there. It's fairly inhabited, sir.
Yeah,
should probably figure that out.
Kirk is like, it's inhabited, and Spock is like, oh, yeah, I'd say 3 billion. Would you consider that inhabited, you fucking chode? You can just see Spock's rage. Now, Bones really wants to be on the landing party, and of course,
it's super awkward
Kirk is treating him like a baby because he's got a terminal illness, xenolobophobia. He's got the Zeeble-Dobras. And I guess I thought there was only the 2 scenes with Bones and Nurse Chapel, but there's 3. There's the one we saw before this. And so they get down to...
The trio.
Oh, yeah. The McCoy, Spock, and Kirk being down to the planet, or to the asteroid. One thing I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah.
About the motherfucking Bones and Christine when they're fighting at the beginning, Nurse Chapel. Kirk, after Nurse Chapel leaves, Kirk goes, that was quite a scene.
Oh my god, dude.
That was like, he's like, cringe.
Yeah, they're also fucking rude to the women on board.
So there's huge cylinders on this asteroid. I keep calling it a planet.
Yeah.
No life.
So you're already thinking like them.
So no signs of life, and then the tubes open up, and motherfuckers walk out, and then it's fighting time.
No, but the way he dives and jumps immediately out at him killed me.
And
I had to watch that 2 or 3 times.
The costumes of the attackers are awesome. And then Bones sees a beautiful lady and gets mesmerized, and then he gets chopped by somebody's sword hand on the back of the neck.
Something that's always good in the shows is the music, but they really accentuate the musical stings in this one. They spam them a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing that we haven't lost in season 3 is
it's still pretty good music
telling you how to feel. And this beautiful lady that's got like a foily dress, a foily bare midriff sort of thing on, is like
what the hell is this?
Are these weapons? She's holding their and he goes, of a sort, communicators, other things as well. And Bones is knocked out, and Spock and Kirk are pretty much okay. And of course Kirk is like, oh, you must have been knocked out extra hard because you have a terminal disease. Kirk would have been the most annoying. Kirk would have been the most annoying friend during the AIDS crisis,
or like cancer,
come on, I'm still a person, Jim. I'm still a person, and so they're gonna take the boys down into this tube. Kind of like a Mario tube that you enter from the side.
It's kind of reminding me, though, of the tubes that they would go into for... Remember that society of people that would, like, blow each other up, like Battleship?
Yeah. Yep, with the cartoons. Or not the cartoons, with the computers. They're fighting each other, yes.
Yeah, and then they go into that tube.
Into the tube. Oh, the agonizer.
Mm-hmm. That's where they perish.
Man. Oh wait, no, the agonizer wasn't where they perished. That's in the alternate universe. The agonizer is what the Terrans do. So they take Kirk and the other boys down into this sacred chambery place.
It's kind of like a throne room.
It looks like a museum display. Like you'd walk in and there's like things on the outskirts and there's designs on the floor and there's like specific lighting. And she kneels down at this altar in front of this looks like a hastily drawn sun, and she calls this asteroid the world, so they don't know they're on a spaceship. And then she talks to the Oracle, which is going to be important throughout this episode.
Just a star on the wall, we know right now.
And it looks like it's got like a camera or a button in the center of it, which they get to later.
The way they unlock it's hilarious.
Hilarious. So she speaks to this Oracle, and the Oracle tells them what, Al?
What? Oh, that don't trust these outsiders. Who the heck are these people? Question them. And Kirk's like, we want to be friends. We want to be allies. And the Oracle thing's like, you're going to feel what it's like to be my enemy before being my friend, and just fucking shocks them all.
Yes,
it's so aggressive. Yeah, I was going to say, too, what the other thing they spam is that special effect that highlights them when they get shocked.
Yep.
They really were like, the boys found a new special effects, and they just love it. They just love it.
It's like, looks like Scooby-Doo animation, kind of like rotoscope Scooby-Doo animation over them.
Isn't it inverting the light or something like that?
Something like that. I don't know. I've long forgotten my Super 8 filmmaking class. Kirk, Spock, and Bones wake up in what looks like a hotel lobby, but I guess is their
right.
their
It's a
prison
jail.
or something, their jail. And Bones, Bones seems to be having problems. It's almost like he's got a terminal disease or something.
Yeah, Spock is like, we got hit, but not that hard. Like nothing like this could have caused.
Only a terminally ill invalid would have such a problem waking up after that.
It's that specific line though where he says, "Nothing from here could have caused this."
Right?
Like something outside of this mission happened.
And then of course Kirk breaks HIPAA policy.
Oh, of course.
Kirk tells Spock what Bones has, right? And Kirk says, "I don't think he would have told you, but I guess I have to now." It's like, no, you don't. And here's
it hasn't gotten that dire yet.
But I think you should know now. He says it's xenopolycythemia. Xenopolycythemia.
Xenopolycythemia.
And that makes me think like about diseases in the Star Trek times. Like they must get all kinds of diseases from other races in space.
Oh,
and that's
catalog,
like who's the
catalog all of that
Xenopolycythemia. That's a good band name, Xenopolycythemia. And so they're trying to Bones eventually wakes up, and Bones immediately looks at Spock because Spock touches his arm, and Bones looks at Kirk and goes, "You fucking told Spock, didn't you?" Like just the way that Spock touches his arm.
Yeah, and then Bones is like, I guess I was more allergic to the radiation or something than usual, or really susceptible to their magic spells. Yeah, that's what he says. I must be more susceptible to magic spells than
then
Kirk
Spock
goes,
touches his arm. And it's
Spock knows.
It's so great. It's like when a character just knows.
Yeah. He's like, they just ruin the mystery. They just completely wipe over that.
Because they know each other so well.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
Because they're so close, they feel it.
It's just, I guess I'm really susceptible to magic spells.
So check this shit out. One of my notes was, I can't believe they don't talk about the Prime Directive more in this, but they totally do. I missed this.
Yeah, they did. They brought it up a little bit.
He says informing these people that they're on a ship may be a violation of the Prime Directive of Starfleet Command.
Yeah, but I think his pull is that, we'll save their lives. It's better than blowing another planet up as well, and the 3 billion on Darren 5.
Yeah, so they really can't get too mad about, and there's only a few of them, and this fucking kook.
Oh, yeah, this scene's so funny.
1 second, somebody's car alarm was going. Good old Van Nuys, baby, woo! Who's this guy? This is Old Man, played by John Lormer. He's a kooky guy that gives them pills and or a powder or something, and they just eat it. And he says and Bones says tastes like an ancient herb derivative. And it's just
Spock's already chewing it.
They're all like, they just take whatever, and now the rest of this episode could just be them tripping on a weird space herb.
Yeah, right.
So they tell this motherfucker, this old dude, they're from the outside, and he says, "Up there, outside, up there, everywhere."
Kirk's
says.
like freaking him out. He's like, "Is that the outside? Like out, up?"
And he keeps like having.
Of course.
He keps going. Oh, there's like a.
Yeah.
There's a sound effect.
Musical sting.
There's a sound, it's like a.
He's dead. She's dead.
Wait. I don't have it, but it's like a. Bing, and then the guy like twitches, and we find out it's because he's got a pain thing, and then he dies.
No, but this is key though. What he describes is that he's this like describing from his point of view of how he climbed the forbidden mountains. They're not supposed to climb, but I climbed them, and I saw the heavens. And he's like, I've revealed it all for the world is hollow, and I touched the sky. Mm-hmm. And that, like, I think it's like him revealing that there's more to this than what they teach us. He's like, what they taught us is not what they say.
And then
he's twitching the whole time, and he has like an aneurysm.
And then he dies.
Yep. We got to get that musical sting.
Yeah.
Ding.
Oh man, definitely. All I've got
we'll put it post.
I have a phaser.
But yeah, Jim here. Bones goes, he's dead, Jim.
No, he doesn't get a Jim.
He doesn't get a Jim in there. No,
He's dead.
That's one of those. And so now they got a dead guy, and he says, if you did touch the sky, you'd know you're in a big ball, and that knowledge seems to be forbidden.
Yeah, they just obviously come to fruition that, oh, well, the reason why there's all these weird rules and cults is that it's got to be forbidden to even know that you're on a spaceship, so why would they even look into it? Why question it?
And this is Natira, is the leader of the asteroid people.
Yeah, she's a great guest star.
And she says, we're sorry that you had to watch this guy die. Take him away gently. And then her helpers take him away. It's like, this happens sometimes. People twitch. Their brain kills them. You know
when your temple lights up?
And Natira has a particular lusting for Bones that will become important later. But she says, you look distressed. Or she said, you look like you're in pain. It's distressing me. And she says that they're now going to be treated like honored guests. And, of course, Kirk hatches the plan that it's always got to be about sex with this guy. He says, you have to distract Nateria so that we can go to the control room and see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and Spock was like, it's only logical. I mean, she did seem to have a better vested interest in you and your care, And Kirk's like, yeah, it's not just because you're sick either. I mean, I think she actually likes you.
Right? And then Bones sees his opportunity at 19 minutes exactly. There's some great acting by DeForest Kelley because he's got to find a way to stay there with her so the other guys can go do their thing, right? And she goes, are you he coughs, and she goes, are you well enough to go about? And he goes, maybe not. And then she's like, I will stay with you here. And
he's like, okay, cool, sound good.
And Kirk is like, Kirk and Spock both lift their heads up like, he's playing the game. It's on.
Yeah, so perfect. Let's just go. I want to get off this plane.
They're basically going to give a tour. They're basically going to give themselves a tour.
Yeah, it was really weird.
While Bones eats melons and drinks from a gold cup.
Yeah, so they're kind of getting a nice treatment, but I guess they're kind of going against their, what is it called? I don't know who these people are called or this race or whatever. But
they're from Yonada.
Yonada?
Yonada is the name
Yonadans?
of yeah, they're the Yonadans.
They're kind of betraying the Yonadans' trust, right? But they're really taking advantage of it. Because usually when they're in prison, they can't go anywhere. There's bars. They're usually getting tortured.
Well, they're done being enemies now. They're being treated like honored guests.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what she said when she came in.
Just told them to change his mind. It's a very toxic relationship, it sounds like, with the Oracle here.
And so Bones asks her about the Oracle hurting killing the guy, and she says the Oracle knows her thoughts and controls everything, and he does that with the motivators. I can't remember what they call them. So basically, she's saying
within their temples.
And she's already turning up the gas here. She's like, it's wrong for people to hide their feelings, and Bones is like, no, honesty is usually wise. And then
it gets really schlocky here.
And
it's like, I love you.
It's very romantic, and the way the shots are framed and the lighting and shit. She's asking him to stay as her mate. Already. They've known each other for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been maybe an hour.
And when they met, he was a criminal, and he says, "But we're strangers to each other." And she says, "But is that not the nature of men and women? That the pleasure is in the learning of each other?"
Yeah, she really likes him already.
Yeah, so she wants him to stay and be his mate. And while they're getting learning about each other, meeting each other,
Kirk and Spock are just walking around town.
They're snooping.
Just whatever.
Snooping in this hollow, inhabited asteroid.
Yeah, but they're not really hiding themselves. They're not sneaking around. They're just walking, trying to not look suspicious,
And he's also doing espionage, gathering an intel. Bones is, because she says we're on a path to a planet. We're going to find our home soon, and you can rule that world with me. And she really plays up on his shit.
Yeah.
She's like, I can sense you're lonely. And he's like, I guess I am pretty fucking lonely. And he really is falling for her. You can tell. And she said, before my heart, it only sustained my life. But now that I've met you, even though we only have a year because you have xenoglyphoglopiners, and then they kiss.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. And
it's like my heart sings.
So this timing rips. This is great editing and timing, because while Bones is sealing the deal, as it were, with his
literally
lady,
minutes after Kirk and Spock have left.
This is a big thing that I wanted to talk about, because Spock notices some writing outside of the chamber where they talk to the Oracle, and he says, "This is Fabrini writing." And then Kirk is like, "Fabrini? Didn't their planet, or didn't their sun go supernova and destroy their planet like 10,000 years ago or something?" And so, how the fuck do they know does Spock know the language of some fucking culture that's been dead for 10,000 years? I get it, he's smart.
And you know, they're underutilizing Uhura. She should like read that and be like, "Hey, this is Sabrini," and da-da-da-da. But I feel like they just didn't think about that, and they were kind of rushing this. But also, she isn't on the planet. I don't know. But it's also funny that, Kirk conveniently lays out everything that possibly could have happened to this society. It's kind of like, what's it called? Khan. When he goes, that's really strange. Wasn't it in 1994 when all those weird superhumans that could have taken over the world, we sent them out in that weird time capsule thing and they never came back?
I feel like
and I think they stole a spaceship too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think there was some genius mean guys that stole a spaceship.
And like he gathered and like strengthened them and enabled them to almost conquer the world. Where did they go? They look just like these guys. It just felt like one of that,
right? And it's too convenient that Spock knows the language. And then they find a monolith that's got a solar system on it, and they get in trouble because they touch it. And
not yet. They hide, yeah. Because what's her name comes out and prays to the Oracle again. Natira. I think she's getting advice about Bones, right?
She's asking if she can take Bones as her mate, and they hide behind this.
Oracle's he's pretty understanding until the very end.
He's like, he must wear the pain thing.
No, but he's like, hey, I mean, consent first to make sure he's just as down as you are.
Make sure he knows we're going to put a thing in his brain where I can hurt him if he thinks against me.
But then, I mean, after he gives consent, you know the rules.
Yes.
And he just lists like all these fucked up dictator-ish rules.
And she's the only one on this whole thing as the leader that can pick her mate, too.
Yeah.
So that's why. And then she's like, oh, God, some guys that I don't know, fucking finally. And does he agree to this? And she says, I have asked him, and he has not yet given me his answer. So now they learn. Mm-hmm. So they learn what's happened with McCoy while they were gone just by listening to this.
Oh, it's a very fast-paced episode. There's like no B plot. Like everything's like connecting together really fast. You know.
Mm-hmm.
They land on the planet, get abducted, figure out why the Oracle's bad. Like. I think the old guy that just happened to walk in and talk about that story climbing the mountain was a little convenient, but
it was
still
weird.
Very to the point.
So, and then as she's leaving, Kirk and Bones, who've been touching this monolith the whole time, they suddenly get shocked. And
it's like a booby trap, for every time the door opens, I guess.
It looks like a special effect from Awesome Show, Great Job. It looks like a Tim and Eric effect, for sure. They're like getting shocked holding this monolith.
Oh, it's a negative film.
Kirk and Spock have submitted sacrilege. Yeah. You know the penalty. And she says, I know.
That's the filter. It's like negative.
And then after the break, after the commercial break.
Yeah, they're like, dun, dun, dun. They got caught.
Bones walks into Natira's room and he's like, oh, so what the fuck are you going to do with them? And she's like, they betrayed our trust. And Bones is like, they acted out of ignorance. And he's like, can you spare them for me? and
he's like, let them go. They won't bug you. You won't regret it. And then, trust me.
And I'll stay. And that's what he says. He says, I'll stay if you let them go. And the funny thing is, even the Oracle is chill with that.
Oh, like, for sure.
The Oracle is like, fine, you don't have to kill them. And that kind of makes me think maybe it's funny, she should be like, wait, we can spare people that easily? Maybe we shouldn't have to be killing them?
There's a couple of other people that actually don't want to die that are going to die later this week, sir. And
so, Al, I got to sip my coffee.
It's because of Spock.
I got to sip my coffee. Why don't you tell them the big twist that comes up here? So Bones, Spock, and Kirk are on the surface getting ready to beam back to the ship. And what happens?
Bones is saying he refuses. He's going to stay. And it's so annoying, too, because Kirk's like, dude, this asteroid, it's going to collide with Earth. It's going to collide with this planet.
Darwin 5.
And Bones is like, I'm sort of on a collision course myself,
with death.
It's like, come on, dude. He's just so dramatic. And he usually gives Spock all this bullshit. You know, if it was Spock in that fucking position. And so, he's like, I'm going to stay with Natari.
Natir has asked me to stay as her husband. Yes.
He's like, God damn it, Bone.
And then Bones steps out of their beaming signal, and there they go. They leave him there.
Dude, Scotty immediately, he's like, what about Bones?
Well, here's what's funny about
he's like, he's staying, Scotty. They dip.
Here's what I love about, the instrument of obedience. That's what it's called, the thing in their neck. Because the next scene after Kirk and Spock beam out, the Oracle says, to become one of the Yanada, the instrument of obedience must be made part of your flesh.
Your little, dot.
It's Hellraiser shit.
Yeah, it is. It's a little dot in your head or something.
And she just puts it's like a little LED light that goes in the base of your neck. And, and then they get married.
I thought it was on your temple.
No, it's right here. It's in their neck.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I guess I could be wrong. Let's see where she puts it.
Dun, dun.
And then they get married. Oh, it is his temple. Yeah, you're right. As usual, I'm wrong.
Yeah, man, his head lights up. And the old guy's head lights up.
I thought his neck, yeah. One heart, one life. They get married and they kiss.
Dude, Bones just speed runs his life. He's like, fuck it, I got a year,
It's so much like that episode where Kirk was with the Native Americans.
Yeah,
it's such a double beat. And
then my gosh.
She says, since you're a Yanadan, I'm going to show you what's in this monolith. And she opens it up and it's just a book.
This shit's just so convenient. Like any other alien race would be like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't show them everything. Like maybe you should stay here for maybe a month or two.
So this is the book of the New World, where it promises when we reach the New World, the book is going to tell us how to live. And it says that, and it's
basically their guide, their Bible.
Yeah, it will be for the New World when they get there.
Right. And she says, this is how you open the door, and this is how you grab the book and read it.
But don't read it.
But don't get it.
This is where it is, but don't. And now this is what I was trying to say earlier, but I begged to forgot.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of this episode, the Enterprise is just flying next to the asteroid, and Bones is like right there in the asteroid. So it's like, yes, they're not together, but they're together. And then Kirk talks to Starfleet, and Starfleet says, y'all are relieved. Get the fuck out of there. Starfleet Command is going to take care of this. And you know what that means, right?
They're just going to blow that
shit up with Bones on it.
Yeah, of
bones
course.
And all, as they say.
Yeah,
bones and all.
No, and also, too, it's just, it feels, it's funny that you say that they're just like right next to the asteroid, because it's not like Kirk's going to leave and let the asteroid hit the planet.
Yeah, they have to figure that out still.
Yeah.
They want to try and get it back on course. They think the asteroid's drifted off course.
Yeah, and then right as he gets off the phone, gets off the phone with the Enterprise, or not
Bones
Enterprise, Starfleet guy. Bones calls him, yeah. And Bones is literally about to describe how to figure out this planet or this little asteroid in the book.
So Bones immediately betrays his new society.
For sure. Easy. In like a day.
And then when he tells them about the book, his pain thing goes off.
And he's like,
his inhibitor or whatever it is.
Ow.
And then the guys beam down right away to help him.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God.
he will think of you and disobey. And they deactivate the thing in his head. And now he's not a Yonatan anymore.
Yeah, Spock extracts it or something with an
instrument. He uses a little tool.
Mm-hmm.
And now Natira says he is not part of our people anymore. You've released him from his vow of obedience.
Yeah, it's really
We have freed him from the cruelty of your oracle.
Yeah, and
always
Kirk's
judging other people's cultures.
I know. So Kirk's like, we have free choice and thought and all this and da 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 da.
And they're gonna, and then Kirk does a lot of the grabbing women that he does here.
Oh my god, it's so annoying.
He's saying, just listen to me. I'm going to tell you we're aliens. You're on an asteroid. That book is something we need to look at to explain what's going on.
You're not telling the truth. And he's like, your truth is the truth of your world. And, that's the part that really fucks her up, where it's, defining what is true and what isn't, what is the real truth. And that's, what convinces her, I think, to be like, hey, there's more to this than just praying in front of this wall.
Yeah, she's
taking orders.
Yeah, right? So, he's basically saying you're living inside a hollow ball.
He just fucking tells her.
She says, but our son didn't die. And he says, your ancestors created that stuff to make your journey to a promised new planet, habitable. And then she runs out.
Well, she started rubbing her temple because she started feeling the pain.
Yes, because she's getting inhibited.
She's starting to have doubts.
She's having doubts.
And she goes into, she runs away.
She runs away, and this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Kirk or Spock pokes his head out and goes, so she did run away, but we're not being arrested right now, so it doesn't really seem like she's going to narc us out. And,
hard
then
cut to her.
The Oracle's fucking with her head. The guys come in. They release her from the motherfucking shit with that tool.
Yeah, and Bones does it.
And then they get the book out of the monolith.
No. But then this gets crazy.
Heat.
Yeah. It says, you are forbidden to gaze into the book. The punishment is death.
And then the Oracle heats this room up like an oven.
Yeah, it starts at 110.
And then it goes up real fast to 160. 120. Kirk grabs the book.
He's like, please hurry.
They move the altar. It's so hot.
It's kind of funny, though, to me at least. It seemed like a silly puzzle, where Bones was like, okay, you see the planets? All right, touch those 3 planets on the bottom left-hand side. And he's like, okay. And then the book comes out, and then he's like, all right. And then Spock's like, is this indexed? And he's like, yeah, God, I hope so.
Just keep hurrying. Indexed? How the fuck would I know?
I know, right? He's like, hurry up, Spock.
We're cooking.
It's getting fucking hot. And then he's like, all right, Jim, hop up on that ledge, and you see that little white dot in the middle of that sun? Yeah. Okay, press it and lean into it for about 2 seconds. And then he leans into it, and the whole fucking thing just shifts open.
And they get into a control room that basically looks like an engine room of a ship. And Kirk even says it's not too dissimilar from the fucking Enterprise, which I don't understand. It's 10,000 years earlier.
They could just fly it.
Yep. And so she's basically agreeing.
Maybe the book was a manual for the asteroid.
It is.
Right?
That's what it was. Yeah.
Right. That's what I think it is.
So basically,
that's how they were able to get in the back.
Yeah, and so Bones is like, you should come with me, and she's like, no, I'm going to stay and lead the people, and Bones is like, well, then I'm going to stay here, and she says, will McCoy stay here to die? Will McCoy not? And then McCoy says, no. McCoy is going to go, I'm gonna learn how to live. I'm going to cure my illness. I'm going to figure it the fuck out. And she says, to save my people, shall I abandon them? So basically, she's going to stay, and he is going to go out and try and cure his illness. And she says, you will find Yonata again. And they cry. And then then Spock and Kirk are in the little room, the control room.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, this is amazing.
There's one tube that's fucked up. We got to replace this tube. Right? That's why we're off course.
And then Spock comes up to the wall or some database, and he's like, wow, this is like billions of years of work, and they have an extensive medical knowledge.
Yeah, so he finds a database of the Fabrini database of knowledge that's like all of their medical knowledge for 10,000 years.
I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Cut to they're curing McCoy on the Enterprise.
Yeah. And he's like, fuck that. McCoy's like, I'm not going to stay on that asteroid.
right? They're blasting him we're blasting him with lipids or whatever the fuck. His levels level off and he will live. And of course, Spock gets a dig in. Your hemoglobin counts are correct, and you're just as energetic as ever.
And it's a very interesting take to just quickly sweep all of that, quickly.
Well,
when the lady couldn't even cure him, but I guess it was because it was in the back.
She'd never been in there.
She'd never been in there.
Bones just said, "I'm gonna work with the rest of my life to cure this illness," and then Spock's like, "Found a cure for that illness."
Yeah, right.
It's fucking weird.
In the back,
it's
right
lazy.
here.
It's lazy ass. That's lazy ass
Maybe
writing.
It could have been
Star Trek.
It could have been 2 or 3 more episodes, right? They could have dragged it out.
What's the joke? He says, "If you wanted to thank the Fabrini personally, they're gonna." Then we find
they
out
could fly back.
We find out that the asteroid is going to reach the destination planet the Fabrini sent them to in like 400 days or something. So it's all just like such a small timeline.
But and then
he goes, "Hey, we can go so you can fuck that lady."
Yeah, right.
That's what Kirk
we could
is saying.
Probably stop by again, if you wanted to.
We can probably
revisit.
plan that if you want to, shagadelic baby. And that is that episode. And I touched the sky and shit got crazy. For the world is hollow and I have touched the sky. Ow! Ow! What did you think?
Let's see.
What did you think?
I thought this was very, like I said, well structured, fast paced. There's no B plot. You don't see Scotty or Uhura or any of them on the Enterprise.
I would argue that the B plot is Bones being terminally ill.
Yeah, but I mean that's not. I mean they do bring it up here now and then, but it's not really like. He tries to hype it up, but then it gets subsided immediately with Spock.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
so you're
feel
right.
that way.
It's not in the traditional sense.
It attributes in some ways, but it all like intertwines with each other. Where it's like, okay, they see this. Oh, they're getting missiles at them. Where's the missiles? Okay, the missiles come from this asteroid. Okay, what's on this asteroid? Oh, it's hollow. It's what the fuck's going on? Let's land there, and then they land there, and then they immediately get picked up, and it's like everything immediately happens. They don't really settle anywhere, so it's a really well-paced episode compared to like Spectre of the Gun or like I guess the first couple of episodes of season 3. Where it goes wrong is for me, I guess, is the whole Bones romantic thing because that really threw me off. It felt like he was someone else, and then what was I gonna say? The fact that his illness wasn't played out longer, but this, again, was like way back when. They weren't going to leave the audience freaking out for a week and getting a bunch of mail like, where the fuck is Bones going to get better and da-da-da-da-da. I'm sure they got mail regardless, but still.
Yeah, I mean, Star Trek doesn't do shit like that. They're not going to run that multiple episodes.
Exactly.
So they're going to have to resolve it by the end. Mm-hmm. But just, goddamn.
I don't know. I think out of all the capsules in the head, what are those called? Like capsules of obedience or
obedience,
whatever.
Yes.
Obedience
so
capsules.
I was gonna say 1 to 5 inhabited asteroids, but
that's a good one too.
So before we give our ratings, a couple of things to cover in my big ideas about this episode notes. So there's a story about the Orville. I'll talk about that in a second. How does Spock recognize Fabrini? I think that's dumb. McCoy says he's staying even if Kirk and company need to blow up the asteroid to save Darren 5. But they wouldn't blow it up. They would just evacuate people, I would imagine.
No, and it's not even that. They just...
they would get everybody off and then destroy it.
It kind of pulled the punch from that whole scene when they just like parked in their car when the Enterprise and just drove right next to the asteroid. It wasn't really like, oh, we're leaving Bones behind for real. No, of course they're going to fix the issue with the asteroid. And then it felt like Landru. I think that's where it's off for me, where it's like, oh, it's just a big machine. Oh, we know how to fix it. Cool. All right, let's just control this asteroid and figure it out. And I mean...
Well, they found the instructions manual.
Right, that's true, they did. But I was thinking, too, though, of like... I mean, I guess you wouldn't need to see that of them telling Starfleet and all that of what they came of resulted and how they moved the asteroid or whatever. You wouldn't need to see that as an audience, as an audience member. But it just felt, I don't know, it was a good pace of action, but then it was also very clever in the way of like having Bones have the romantic plot.
Right.
And then that funny special negative effect, too.
We've done that before. The special effects were good. I thought it was dumb that Bones asked Natira to leave Yonada. Like, why would she do that? She's the leader of these people on their way to their thing. And also, she says that Bones's people came here with the mission to save her people. And it's like, actually, no, we didn't even know you were here.
That was an accident.
That was an accident. And
we
also,
just wanted to move the asteroid, really.
He could totally just stay in touch. They could just give them a subspace transmitter.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like, too, they were super far away and that this asteroid, they were never going to come back to it.
There was lots of stakes, and then they all just disappeared.
Yeah. That's what it was. I
thought Catherine Woodville was good as Natira, and John Lormer as Old Man was very good. Good
that was
stuff.
My favorite scene, the old guy. That was my favorite part.
Yep, old man.
Oh yeah. So how many of those obedience capsules would you say?
So I would give this 3.5 obedience capsules. 3.5.
I'm at 3. Just a dead 3. Mm.
All right, you heard it here. Al's at a 3 obedience red capsules in your temple. Little LED inhibitor pain lights, and I'm gonna give it a 3.5. And that is our discussion of And for the world is hollow, and I have touched the sky, which will be the name of my next album of songs.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yep, Gary 7. It's right up there with Gary 7 as far as being a good title.
Yes.
So that's it. And now we're going to recommend some media. I want to go first.
Go ahead.
My wife and I have been watching this show on Hulu, this anime from a few years ago. There's one season, like 26 episodes. It's called That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. And it's about this like kid in modern day Japan who gets stabbed to death, and he's reincarnated as a slime, basically in this magical world that's a lot like the game Dragon Quest. So it's like a lot of the same imagery as Dragon Quest. Like there's like wyverns and this guy's this slime, and he's in this cavern, and he eats these gems and gets magical powers. And then he just like grinds in the cavern and levels up and learns skills from like fighting these monsters that he encounters. And then he meets this dragon, and then he swallows the dragon's in a prison.
What?
Yeah, the dragon's in a prison, and this guy that becomes a slime becomes friends with this dragon, and the slime is like, what? So the slime has a power in his brain called the Great Sage. It's basically a database that he asks for. It's like a quick tips in a game. And so the he's like, Great Sage, can you analyze this prison that this dragon, my buddy dragon, is in, and we can break him out? And it's like it'd take too long to analyze it. So he eats the whole prison that the dragon's in. So the dragon just lives inside of him while his body is like, while his little slime, he's just a little slime. Like he's like a little rye bread loaf. It's a good anime. The voice acting is great. Watch it with the sub. It's called That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. Al, what have you got for us?
That time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Yep, that's the title. It really reminds me of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, which is the title of Familia Myth. Another anime I recommended many months ago. So
yeah, that's right.
What do you got?
I don't know. I've just been like listening to a lot of different sets and stuff. I guess Gorgon City, they released a new EP that was pretty good. Some house music. Let's see. Zed. I don't know if you've heard Zed. He came out with a single. He's going to do a third album. It's been a long time, so people are very excited for that. And then let's see. I guess Gorgon City, Zed, and then Joy Orbison. Cool. He's a good artist too. Follow them.
follow them all, buy their
Please,
music.
yeah, suggest.
And so I am going to recommend some music as well. I should have recommended this a week ago, but it just came out. There's a brutal death metal band from Fargo, where I used to live and do music and shit, and they're called Gorgatron.
Oh, yeah.
And they are actually on tour. I'm hopefully going to see them this Thursday if I can work it out in Hollywood. But they have a new album that just came out. It's called Sentience Revoked. And they're like a very like mechanical, technical death metal band with like good, like brutal imagery and shit. It's just straight up. No frills.
Yeah.
Fuck you, death metal. It's very good. Gorgatron. They're workhorses. They put out an album every few years. They're always on tour.
Where are they from?
They're from Fargo, North Dakota, which is where I spent my formative music 20s and 30s. Mm-hmm. When I was in a metal band called Black Eyes Doll's Eyes, we played with Gorgatron in some of their earlier incarnations before they had the lineup they have now, but they're very good. And Sentience Revoked, the new album, is really fucking good.
Oh, nice.
So,
Sentience Revoked.
Sentience Revoked by Gorgatron. And next week, we are going to be talking about...
What is next week?
Next week... The Tholian Web.
Oh, no.
I think this is a famous episode.
This looks wild. They have these crazy costumes already.
The Tholian Web. Well...
Cool. All right, well,
we'll
leave that for the next episode.
That's it for this week. Next week, we'll be talking about the Tholian Web. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Do all of the stuff in the bumper and just have a good rest of your week.
Peace.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam, mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.